Hi, my name's Alyssa and I am Brightly's low-waste lifestyle expert. If you like sustainability, subscribe down below, leave a like on this video, and become a change maker. Today we are talking about low-waste living and actionable, realistic steps you can start taking now to live a more sustainable lifestyle. So today I have 5 tips for you to start your journey. Tip number 1, it's one of the ultimate Brightly tips and it's to use what you already have. So no matter when you bought these items, no matter if they're sustainable or not, no matter if they're packaged in plastic or not, use them up before tossing them away and buying new sustainable products. And listen, I love shiny new things just as much as the next person. I love new eco-friendly products. I love sustainable innovations. But you have to use up what you already own, and I had to do that as well. In fact, I'm still doing that. For example, one of the things I had a lot of before I started living more sustainably was makeup, and I still own a lot of it because, spoiler alert, eyeshadow palettes last forever. So I actually don't have a lot of sustainable makeup simply because I'm still using up what I bought a long time ago. And this could be anything. This could be things like appliances, kitchen gadgets, plates, bedding, makeup, beauty products. By tossing that aside, not giving it a second life, not giving it a real use, it actually creates a bigger problem than if you just use the items you have, plus you spent money on it, you might as well use it. This also goes along with the idea of using up all of your products. So even if you bought something unsustainable, make sure you use all of it. One of our favorite examples is this TikTok we made where we cut open a toothpaste tube to show that even though it's just a regular tube of toothpaste, cut it open, use it all. Tip number 2 is to rethink your consumption habits. I've said it before, I'll say it again, we are in a society that thrives off of overconsumption. So just the matter of rethinking if you actually need something. I know when we think about low waste living, we just think about things like packaging and how something looks, but there's also a lot of other waste that comes along with buying new products. What was it packaged like when it was being manufactured, going from one place to another? What kind of emissions did it make? There's a lot more to it than simply just how it looks when it gets to you. So if you're looking to reduce waste, reduce what you're buying. One of my favorite rule of thumbs is the 24-hour rule. You go to the store, you see something, you think, I just have to have that. Wait 24 hours and see if you still want it. Typically one of 2 things happens. You either realize you don't actually need it, or you're too lazy to go back and get it, which means, again, you didn't actually want it. And if you've already been doing this for a little bit, try out the 3-week rule. It's a lot harder. And oftentimes you just forget about the product. But when you're reducing your overall consumption, you have to really think about what that means for you and what works best for you. So for example, in my case, I used to buy a lot of clothes. Now I virtually stopped buying clothes. But I used to really like home decor, and that hasn't changed. I still really like home decor. So if I've decided that's important to me, I still want to consume home decor, I just tried to shift it in a way that's a little more sustainable. So instead of going to all these big box stores or shopping on these random online websites, I like to go to the antique store or the thrift store. So the overconsumption aspect doesn't mean you have to drop things you like or drop any hobbies you have. It just means if you know you don't need something, don't buy it. Tip number 3, do a trash evaluation. As you throw things in the trash, kind of keep track about what you think you're throwing the most of away. And then once you realize how much of something you're throwing away, if it's really filling up your trash can, try to go back and see if you can find a more sustainable solution. But it's easier said than done. For example, when I did my trash evaluation, I found out that my trash can was filling up with food packaging. And there was really only so much I could do about that, simply because I only have one grocery store near my home, and it's not a bulk store. So where I live, I am kind of limited on where I'm shopping and how I'm shopping for my groceries. But when I looked into it even further, I realized that a lot of the plastic I was producing was from those little snack packs. Just the pre-made, they already packaged it for you, you just take it and go kind of thing. So I grabbed some Tupperware containers and I just started buying the items in bigger bulk sizes, and I would make snack packs myself, and I realized it drastically reduced my waste. So you may not be able to take every piece of plastic out of your recycling bin and every piece of trash out of your trash bin, but just do what's feasible for you. And number 4, rethink what trash means to you. So for example, I was in a situation where I was kind of in a pinch and the only drink optional for me was a soda in a plastic bottle. And I got that because I really needed a drink, and I'm not just gonna not get one because it was packaged in plastic. But instead of just tossing that in my recycling bin and hoping that it gets recycled, I upcycled it into a little planter. Another thing I started doing was composting. I'm pretty diligent about eating leftovers, so there's not a ton of food waste in the house. But when I was cutting up fruits and vegetables and there was little scraps of things everywhere, I wanted somewhere to put that. And since I know that organic matter does not break down in landfills, I decided to start composting because I found out it was super easy. Let me know if when it gets to springtime you want a tutorial on how to compost, because it's super easy and you can make it super duper cheap. But yes, take the items in your trash bin and rethink them. Can you actually reuse them? Something I like to say is it's only single use if you use it one time. So for example, if you go to the store and you get a plastic bag, don't be too hard on yourself. It's not a big deal and you don't have to throw it away. You can actually keep reusing it. Nothing's stopping you from trying to reuse your single-use plastics. I do the same thing with Ziploc bags. I just wash them out and I keep using them. I've actually been doing that for so long that I've never even had to invest in those silicone baggies because my plastic ones are still being washed and used. They actually are pretty durable. And if you follow us on our TikTok account, you can find tons of awesome upcycling ideas. We just did a series about upcycling plastic specifically. And number 5, think about the packaging of the items you buy. So this is kind of the duh point. So why is it at the end of the video? Because before your mind goes straight to buying new things and sustainably packaged things, I want you to consider what you can do at home before buying anything new for free. So that's why this tip is at the very end of the video. Because I could sit here and tell you to buy everything in glass or buy everything with aluminum packaging. But no matter where you live, there are different rules. For example, where I live, I can't recycle glass. Do I still buy glass over plastic? Most of the time. But that's because I have a lot of ways that I love to reuse glass containers. And because of this rule in my area, I try to buy things with more cardboard and aluminum. I could also sit here and say, buy all your groceries in glass instead of plastic. But let's be honest with ourselves, that can be really expensive and add up super quick. Let's say your glass packaged olive oil is $2 more. And you may think, well, that's not a big deal, it's only $2. But then you have your whole other cart of groceries, and sometimes that glass packaging or cardboard packaging is more expensive. So that can add up super quickly. Take that with a grain of salt. And I have one more bonus tip for you. So tip number 6, this is not about being perfect. You will not be a completely 100% zero waste human, and that is more than okay. We are doing what's best for ourselves and the planet. And that is all the tips I had for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like down below, subscribe, become a change maker, and check our description to learn more about Brightly.